Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to TSP TV 2020 Time to Prep Coming Food Crisis. This is a pantry top-up episode. So we're still in January 2020. My God, when will this month ever end? It seems like it's 16 weeks already, but I put a couple of videos up in the earlier part of the month and for the new year titled 2020 Time to Prep. Is there a coming food crisis? This isn't necessarily clickbait or the food porn. It was just something I did come up with a title just because 2020 Time to Prep, it kind of was a little bit catchy, but these videos have got quite a lot of views. In fact, they've got over, I think I've got 2 or 3 videos that now have close to 2,000 or maybe just over 2,000 views between them, which is quite astronomical amount of views for my channel. I don't normally see videos that get more than 100, 150 views, yet alone over 500 or 1,000. So that is good stuff. So maybe there is an interest in people who want to start prepping in 2020, and maybe they have some reasons or concerns that maybe there is going to be a food shortage or food's going to be so expensive they're not going to be able to afford it. So why they can afford it, why not stock up now? So I've just been out to the No Frills and did have a little look in the Dollarama, as I always tend to try and do if I'm there. They're next door to each other. It doesn't hurt to pop in both, especially because No Frills, unlike Dollarama, often has weekly offers and special deals and stuff going on. So it doesn't hurt maybe to, just have a little check. Although I do, like to primarily use the Dollarama. I kind of do know what they have in there and know what I'm going in for. And it's a little less fuss, but sometimes I do like to have a little wander up and down the aisles in the No Frills. And again, it's not a fancy huge casino, Las Vegas casino sized building. It's a decent sized store, but it has a pretty decent selection of items available, more so than the Dollarama food section, as it is primarily a food store. But they do often have some offers available each and every week, and there are coupons and things that you can be collecting that can keep your cost of prepping down if you are looking to do it on a budget and save as much much money as you possibly can. I've mentioned before, it's like car insurance. You can either go to the all singing bells and whistles, flashing lights that will cover you from absolutely everything from collisions, fires, to just removing the smell of bad farts. Or you can have the very, very, very basic, cheapest insurance available that keeps you on the road. And that's a little bit what I'm in the category of my prepping pantry, is the cheaper the better kind of thing. So that's why I tend to go to the No Frills and the Dollarama, where things are cheap. And I do tend to try and have a rule where I don't buy things that are maybe over $3 or $4 an item. Certainly at the dollar store, $2 is my kind of limit, although they do have a couple of items that are over there. But time to time, the No Frills or maybe your local grocery store will have things that are on special offer, maybe things that you use each and every day that maybe it might be wise to stock up on while you or why they are cheap and why you can afford them. For example, I do have a huge sack to unload for you on the Thrift Store Studio. And what I was going to say by things that you use regularly, coffee, something I'm forever drinking, and at the moment this Cafe Espresso Rosso is available at $1.97. So I picked up another 3 of these at the No Frills. I drink coffee every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, depending on how tired I am. So 3 of those, that was $6. Some other items I picked up that were under $2 were some more crackers. Now I do like crackers, and these may not necessarily be for any long-term purpose, but I got some of these cheese nips, which are pretty much the Canadian equivalent of Cheez-Its. And I did actually see that Cheez-Its now are available in Canada, but they were $3 a box, whereas the cheese nips here, which are pretty much exactly the same thing, they come in at just $1.87 or $1.78, I think. And I also picked up their equivalent Swiss cheese, and these are actually pretty good, and I do like snacking snacking on these during the week when I'm not at work, or I come home and I'm relaxing late in the night. Don't often like to, I am a cook. Some of you may or may not know that, but I don't really like cooking much when I'm not at work. So things I tend to eat are crackers, trail mix, sometimes candy bars, cereal, or occasionally I will go out and get some bologna and Wonder Bread and cheese slices, or maybe even put the kettle on and make a ramen. But crackers, as I say, these are things that I will be snacking on through the week. Maybe, if you've got kids that at school, these are things that you can put into their packed lunches that they take along with them. Or, as I said, you may just be able to put them in your pantry for emergency services while they are inexpensive. What else did I get? There is a lot of stuff in the bag. I'm trying to get cool stuff out first. Sorry, that was nothing exciting. All right, so what else I got that was on offer, and this wasn't exactly cheap, but some jerky. This was under $4, $3.87 at the minute. So I picked up 5 more packs of beef jerky, and that is quite expensive. It's not cheap here in Canada, and this is what I'm talking about, the cost of food rising, that, no name unbranded beef jerky is nearly $4. You could probably get that for $1.50 down in the United States. But I got 5 of those, if I can find the rest of them. I can assure you there are 5 in there. Anyway, we'll find them when we do. The other thing that was on offer that I do eat a lot of, it was actually probably my best find of the day, were these unsalted cashew nuts. Now, cashews are probably the Mac Daddy of all nuts. I think they're possibly my favorite walnuts. These were $3 a piece for 200 grams. Now, normally in the Dollarama, they sell a 100 gram package for $2.50. So an extra 100 grams for 50 cents more, and you get 9 grams of protein per serving, which is 50 grams. So 9, 18, 36 grams of protein in each one of these. They were $3 each. As I say, I do sometimes eat a lot of trail mix, but a whole tub of cashews, and just cashews, that is pretty good deal for $3. I actually should have just bought fucking $30 worth of, or maybe even $60 worth of cashews, because I will always eat them. But I can always go back if need be. I did pack this bag particularly well. So I got nuts and jerky and crackers. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, these aren't exactly the best prepping items, but bear in mind I do have about 4 to 5 months worth of canned items, and this is just for me. I don't have anyone else but myself to feed, and I kind of know what I do have available to me and the length of time I could possibly make it last. So I do have a whole bunch of cans, various items already in my pantry, and as much as I'd like to keep stockpiling on top of those, I really kind of don't have the room for more and more cans, although these are cans. Whether or not they fit in what space I have available to me in one of my little storage units, I don't know. And I've got some room for some jerky if I can find the rest of it. Yes, I can. There is the other 2. So I got 5 jerkies, 5 nuts, 4 crackers, and 3 coffees. So that was $15. This was nearly $20 for the 4. I don't really know the exact price, but I did spend more than I kind of really wanted to at the No Frills, stocking up on stuff. But another thing that I do buy, and sometimes I do get from the Dollarama, as you may well know, is trail mix. However, the No Frills had a deal on. Again, these are items I have picked up before, and they are the Hershey's trail mix. So this one is cookies and cream, and this isn't necessarily just trail mix. This one has pretzels in it, cookie bites, stuff like that, as well as little chocolate clusters. Same thing here. The Reese's Pieces has mini cups, mini Reese's Pieces, peanuts and pretzels. And we got some O. Henry, which is also peanuts and chocolate. This is possibly my favorite of the three, but they were $2.97 each, so I picked up 3 bags of each of those to go into the pantry. And again, there's quite a lot of calories, protein, calcium, and iron in these. And maybe they could even be used for future TSP nutsack projects and giveaways. Not decided yet, but we do got a lot of cashews and we do got a lot of chocolate. I'm thinking throw the two together. How wrong could we go? But I did get, as I said, 3 each of those to go into the pantry. But again, most of the stuff that I did pick up today is for kind of my snacking purpose. I am going to eat this over the coming days and weeks. And then I did go into the Dollarama, as I said, and I felt bad not buying anything because there is a lovely little lady that I see regularly and a cool little Chinese dude that works there. They always say hello and kind of laugh at some of the items I purchase. But anyway, I did go there and didn't want to go away empty-handed, so I picked up some more candy bars. So I got some more Mars, some more Coffee Crisp, some more Snickers, and some more Twix. So, you know, a little bit of Zoom and Wham Whams. My coffee is something that I do drink every day, so I mean, really and truly, I'd like to go back right now and stock up another crate of coffee and the unsalted peanuts, to be quite honest with you. But I am someone who doesn't have a car. I do use buses, streetcars, and subways to get around. So I try to use just one of the larger bags that I picked up from the Dollarama, like the reusable tote bags. Let me just kind of give you a little show there. So I filled that up with everything that was in here, and kind of why I picked things like crackers and the nuts. They're a little bit light as opposed to a whole case of cans in stuff. I sometimes do take my little shopping buggy with me if I do want to grab some more heavier items. But as many of you may know, hold on a second, I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, so here it is. This is the pantry, and this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying I don't really got much room. It is a little bit dark in here. There's my stairs there to my entrance. But this is a space I do have that I live in. There's a little door there to where the boiler and the heater is, but this is my basement room. This is the space I've got in. So what is you know, I've used that little space there that is available to me to put together a little pantry. So we've got 2 crates of MREs at the bottom. We've got 5 full cases of ramen noodles there. Ramen noodles, and ramen noodles in the bottom 3. We've got some drinks and stuff in here. This one has some instant mashed potatoes that I repackaged in my marijuana bags. That this is what my weed gets delivered in. So once I take the weed outside, I replace them and save them and put my prepping items in. I also put my trail mix in these as well. There is also a bag of single serving oatmeals there, you know, like you buy the assorted variety pack. These are things that I sometimes will, you know, eat when I come home from work. All I have to do is really just boil a kettle, pour some water in there, and that's a tasty, kind of healthy snack for me when I'm not working in the kitchen. Here you may or may not be able to see, we've got the Jack Links going on, the jerky, and some meat sticks in there. So that's what I've got some room in. This is kind of, I got cookies, I've got Harvest Crunch, I think I've got some other type of snack bars, granola bars, and I think we might even have some Reese's ones I did pick up the other week, but I did eat a bunch in the just the other day. They were pretty delicious. I'm not sure if I got any left. But yeah, that's what's in there. This one I've got like banana chips. I've got some of those Harvest pea pod kind of things. These have quite a lot of nutrients in them. I've also got a couple of bags of peanuts in there. Not sure what else, but that's kind of what's in there. Those kind of like snack chippy type items, although they're not chips. This one here, we have oatmeal. I got a couple of bags of powdered milk, about 10 litres of powdered milk in there. As well as the oats, and again at the bottom, crackers. So this is, you know, kind of things like generic Ritz, generic Triscuit, kind of things like that. I got some like little mini Italian breadsticks and some little pretzel type things in there as well, which I also think I got some pretzels in there. I've also got some cookies in with the drinks. But this is all the cans in there, mostly beans to be honest with you, and some Boyardees. I might switch up some of the beans for some meatballs. They do have a new item at the No Frills at the Dollarama that I haven't seen before. They have meatballs available for $1.50, so maybe I might have to pick up on them. Here I have potatoes, soups, and in the bottom kind of beans and lentils and stuff like that. So there's nearly, what have we got, 36, nearly 70 cans I think, or certainly nearly 60 cans in there. And there's 80 cans in there. Not only have I got beans, I've got ham and kind of luncheon meat, corned beef, chicken chunks, things like this. And in the top drawer here, I kind of got like my utensils. I got my MRE tray. I've got my cup, some knives, cutting board, a couple of takeout containers I can use for plates, things like that. And there you can see on the top my little international ration collection. So I've got one Canadian ration left to review. I've got a couple of coronavirus contaminated Chinese PLA rations to try. That's the best ration ever in the world. My very own personalized 24-hour TSP ration I will be reviewing soon. I got a 24-hour Russian civilian emergency ration there. And here we have two Latvian rations I do have to try, and this was something that the guy who made me my personalized ration sent me. This is like a drink container. You can buy these. Look, you can put water or liquid or something in there, or maybe just roll it up, fold it up and put it in your emergency kit, and you can use that for drinking water or collecting water to heat up. I did pick up something yesterday at the convenience store just to show you can grab things anywhere. They were $1.99. I got some orange Tang and some raspberry Tang, so those will be going somewhere into the pantry somewhere. But this is micro prepping. This is what I call, or what I consider, a little bit Scentsy prepping, because none of these items really require any additional cooking. Certainly the cans here, so I don't really have to be heating anything up. Ramen you can rehydrate just from the bags. I've got the minute oats down there, so just all you really have to do is soak them in a little bit of water. And most of my items, to be quite honest, don't really need the largest amount of water to prepare. So, you know, ramen, the instant mashed potatoes, and the oats, those are things that do require water, but they don't need as much water as dried pasta, dried beans, chickpeas, things like that, or uncooked rice, where you are going to need a lot of water and a lot of fuel in order to cook these things. But you know, as I've noticed, I've shown you, I'm in a basement. I rent a room in a basement. I do have quite a large room. I do have a little bathroom as well. I have lived in smaller spaces, but I've made the most of what space I have available. And as I said, I don't really want to start piling stuff up there. And there's a couple of fancy candles. Also picked those up at the Dollarama. They burned for 80 hours each. They were $4. Maybe I should have thrown them in. That's actually a shoebox that Hoopty sent me, one of my viewers. If you don't know Hoopty, she sent me a gift box with a bunch of stuff in there. So I do got like medical supplies, some band-aids, bandages, antiseptic wipes, some water purification tablets, things like that on hand. So I do have a few medical supplies that I can utilize, but mostly it is food, and it's mostly food that I can just pretty much eat and go if need be. You know, ramen noodles, you can actually eat them straight from the pack. You don't got to cook them at all. So if I don't got any water at all, I can still get a ramen into me, but hopefully, you know, I'll never get to the situation where I don't got water. I do have a couple of containers thrown away in a corner that I have about 10 or 20 liters of water that I just fill up in old pickle tubs. And I can actually show you those in the corner over there. Not sure if you can see them tucked away in the side, but I got a couple of containers there that I fill up with water. And that's everything I picked up today. So as I said, this kind of is a little bit of a working pantry. It is a micro pantry. It is a Scentsy pantry. And as I said, Scentsy is stuff that you're not going to need any more additional fuel or water in order to cook, because when you find yourself in the times of an emergency, whatever that may be, you might not have the ability to to heat things up. Maybe you can't afford to pay your bills and your utilities have been cut off. Maybe the grid's down for 3 or 4 days. You can't heat anything. You don't got a microwave. You can't boil water unless it's on a campfire or something like that. Maybe you have a little camping stove. But food that you can literally eat from the packet and is going to provide you some calories as well as some of your daily nutritional requirements as well. I've got lots of things like beans, potatoes and boyardees. These are all kind of fiber, protein and carb all in one, and many of these items provide me with calories, so I can supplement, a can of beans with a candy bar. That's going to give me quite a lot of calories as well as some of my daily requirements of things that I'm going to need. My body's going to need to fuel itself. So how on earth have I dragged out this video for over 20 minutes on just a few crackers and nuts that I bought? I really don't know. Whether or not it's of any help or use to you also is something I don't know. But I do know that some of you who have regularly been watching my channel have taken some hints and tips from your buddy TSP here at the Thrift Store Studio, and have taken to doing a couple of $20 challenges of your own and started looking at things like ramen and over rice and pasta as your kind of emergency food source carb, and serving per serving. If you put a gram of rice against a gram of ramen, the ramen actually has the higher nutritional value, only marginally, but it does have a little bit more nutrients in it than rice on its own. So as I said, I'm not really out to fear porn or fearmonger or scare anybody into thinking that the end of days are coming and you've got to be stocking up on piles and piles of beans and ramen right now. No, it's up to you how much you prep. You decide how much food you think you need. But food insurance is something that is not a foolish thing to be investing in. And as I said at the start of this video, each and every one of us has to eat. And if or not we are going to see a coming food crisis in 2020, if or not food is going to rise in price to become luxury items, if you can get a stockpile going now while it's not available, while it is available and it's not too expensive, make the savings now and pass those on later when you might need it for other things. And who knows, if we do get a pandemic outbreak virus that kills half the world and you have to bunker down or bug out, then if you've got a little bit of food insurance to take with you, then you might be doing a little bit better than those that don't. So I'm going to try and wrap this video up now at around the 23-minute mark. So let me know if you have any thoughts or comments on my prepping habits. I do know a couple of you said, maybe we've got to start growing our own food and learn to plant seeds and stuff. But people who live in condos and apartments, high rises, or basements don't necessarily have the ability or to do that. They don't have yards or gardens or much space that they can grow live things in. So investing in a few cans of beans, nuts, crackers and ramen right now isn't a bad idea. So let me know, comments below what you think, guys. Thanks for watching this shit video production for TSP TV.